All right, ladies and gents, welcome, welcome. We've got a best of 5. I don't know why this is lopsided. I apologize. I'll try and fix that in a second. But this is the second quarterfinal in the Resurgence tournament, $10,000 1v1 tourney. We've got some big old names here. In the blue, we've got DauT. DauT is literally the largest Age of Empires competitor in this event. So when I say a big one, I mean it, because he's like 6'9". He's a tower. And DauT's one of the legends of the game. He's playing as the Franks. And then in the red, we have ACCM. And ACCM is playing as the Tatars. Again, the focus on this tourney is drafting and picking civilizations for your opponent. You don't pick them for each individual game, but you draft the you draft out their map pool or their civ pool, excuse me, for the whole series. This map here is Plateau. We will have more maps, of course. Should be a pretty diverse series. Shout out to everyone who's watching this later on YouTube. As we see a pretty meta matchup, you could say. I mean, what did we have? Bulgarians versus Japanese. It was certainly a little more awkward, game one, in the previous series. Now, I've watched both these players play in this event. And ACCM is actually the player who I let beat me to qualify in the first place for this event, because I had to work through the qualifier, beat Licks, easy 2-0, and then I got up against ACCM in a best of 5, and I was like, we can't just start beating the top 16 because casters can't start winning things. So I was like, you know what? I'll just let him 3-0 me. That's basically what happened. I definitely didn't try at all. I definitely didn't get completely smashed and embarrassed by ACCM. Just trying to be a good guy, you know? Keep the scene alive. Anyways, ACCM's playing electric Age of Empires. He's playing really good. Not that he wasn't before, but he's looking strong. So this could be a really good series. I like the Tatars a lot against the Franks. I feel like Franks can always struggle against Mass Cav Archer. But due to how this map is set up, I'm not sure if getting to Cav Archer is going to be so easy. They're quite close to each other. They do leave their hill to get to wood and whatnot at the bottom of the hill. But I feel like Franks, you know, you have some guarantees here. You have the farm bonus you can work with. You then have the forage bonus to work with too. I feel like Franks overall, maybe a little stronger than the Tatars. Also, you know, getting more HP on your scouts pretty strong. We had to let him focus. Exactly, yeah. You know, everyone's got to make sacrifices in life. And for me, I'm all about sacrifice. So that's why ACCM is here. DauT switching it up, though. Not going for scouts. That's called sarcasm, by the way. I tried my absolute best, and he's just really, really good. Just in case there's that one person out there who's like, who thinks I'm serious. You know, just for that person. But DauT is going for a little barracks here. And I think ACCM just did a double check. He's like, wait a second, 4 on wood with Franks? 4 on wood would indicate that there's going to be an early barracks. Or it's going to be a barracks that's delayed after the mill. So the next thing you want to look for is you want to look to see if there's a mill here. And on the way to that, he's going to see the barracks. So now ACCM, good scouting, knows what's coming. Normally, we're going to start to see small walls on the wood line. And there you go. ACCM will protect that. And we'll know to protect the berries as well. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I predicted 3-1 here. Sorry for the little song. I was just looking at a few things in chat. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. So what DauT does here with this build, and it's why I'm not the biggest fan of it, is he actually delays utilizing some of his bonuses. So he probably wanted to have that surprise factor, but he's only now taking advantage of an eco bonus because he's now forging faster, whereas he would have done that earlier. ACCM walling up. Great scouting from him. DauT scouts the berries, sees there's walls, and is now going to look for the wood line. And when he gets to the wood line, I'm sure he's going to see walls as well. ACCM, it's kind of possible that he forgot to finish that palisade, so maybe DauT will go there. ACCM clicks up to feudal age. ACCM, I think now, has an easy invitation to go for archers. Actually, he sees the militia now, and DauT decides just to attack this. Okay. So, I shouldn't even address it, because saying this means that there's a chance that I'm somehow affecting the future, but if I go offline today, it's because there's a massive storm outside, okay? My battery backup is not hooked up properly. My battery backup, this is so stupid, keeps my PCs on, but it does not keep my internet on. I have yet to fix that because I'm lazy. But all I hear is thunder right now. So it's a great day to be inside casting Age of Empires, but hopefully nothing too crazy happens. And DauT's on the way to Fuel Age behind this, okay? DauT's on the way to Fuel Age behind this. The Tars have more food on their sheep. ACCM has certainly benefited from that. And he's heading over to DauT's base. DauT didn't scout the barracks. DauT didn't catch the villagers that were moving to the wood line. So I think all things considered, ACCM has had the stronger start in this game. And also DauT, yeah, I mean, DauT just has no clue there's going to be army on the way. He hasn't pre-walled anything. DauT's weakness is probably anything that has speed associated with it. That said, ACCM does not have the gold to be able to go for man-at-arms. But probably won't get a Vil pick here, but he could just camp the berries. And I don't mind this. You know, you send DauT to the straggler trees. I don't mind this. DauT now trying to go for scouts. Scouts? Drush into scout is not something you see every day, folks. And that just invites ACCM to maybe add a spearman or two, bring an archer forward. This could be a lot of control for him. Now, DauT loves scouts. Something that I love DauT for is his greediness when it comes to scouts. You have a lot of other high-level players. Oh, wow. DauT's on these berries. Sneaky. A lot of other high-level players are playing the archer, spearman, the man-at-arms, and DauT, even when the meta was still going for scouts. And I think things have shifted a little bit. I talked about it in the earlier series. I really think that scouts can be more successful right now, but Drush into scout is definitely more unique. But look at that. He takes the time to just play some houses. He wants his berries back. And truthfully, he hasn't taken any damage right now. So things are looking pretty good for him. ACCM definitely hoping to get some archers forward, though, with this group, as he does finish the man-at-arm upgrade. So far, the KD doesn't look too great for DauT. He lost 2 units. But the Drush is sometimes not even meant to kill anything. It's just meant to buy time. I was going to look back here. There is an overchop here. And there will not be an overchop here for some time, but that's something ACCM will have to focus on. ACCM will show up now. He sees the archery range. Something that ACCM needs to pressure is the wood line. He seems so focused on this. He needs to get to that wood line. I think that's where he's going now. DauT already has it walled up, but there's a chance DauT will have to tower, and he will do so now, which is a plus for ACCM, because ACCM will know that DauT can't tower a gold or anything later, and the golds are pretty forward here. And ACCM needs to check wood lines. DauT is moving out now. Some small walls for ACCM. Still making archers. And DauT's wood line is protected. As well as the second berries. Like, I think the second berries is going to have such a long-term payoff for DauT. Where is DauT going to go? He's going to go to the wood line. This is something that ACCM needs to keep an eye on. He hasn't seen scouts in a while, but it's game 1 in a big series. I'm sure he's stressed. It happens to the best. It could happen here. Will he notice DauT's scouts here? DauT's looking. There's plenty of time to notice this if you're ACCM, but he's not paying attention to it. The scouts get in, and DauT did such a good job not to take damage. And just like that, ACCM's going to have to fight off Frankish scouts. This should be multiple villagers killed. And what an awful feeling this is if you're ACCM. Oh, man. One palisade wall would have changed everything there. Here he is on DauT's berries. DauT ready with some skirmishers, and he'll just back away. So I don't know, like, how DauT always finds a way. But he finds a way, and he killed 5 villagers there. 5 villagers. Wait, that's the normal KD. Oh, wait. Wait, what? DauT killed 2. Okay, that makes more sense. Sorry, I was looking at that, and I wasn't looking at this. You got to choose, and 2 villagers. All right, that makes more sense. That makes more sense based on what I saw there. Like, I think he only had 8 there to begin with. Okay. Have a stable now. The worry if you're ACCM is that your archers are going to be countered by skirms. Remember I mentioned the berries. As DauT finally loses a villager. This is huge. Hundreds of food has been brought in because of that. And in the previous series, we saw players taking the big gold. DauT's happy to just take this gold. So he realizes that's somewhat protected by the tower. We're going to see a lot of army here, guys. But what DauT doesn't know is that there's scouts. If he ever overextends, if he ever moves too far out with skirmishers, could be a big issue for him. This wood line still looks rather atrocious. DauT could always counterattack. ACCM has to keep him honest. ACCM doesn't see the scouts. It just feels like DauT's position is stronger. Like, the wood line's protected, the gold's protected, the army's here. He can't really take damage. ACCM, he could take some damage here. Also, the plus side of the one lumber camp approach is that you're faster feudal. The plus side of delaying your feudal and going for 2 lumber camps is that it looks like this right now. He actually added another one. DauT has to abandon some farms. He's got a lot of army here. But, this, I mean, it all depends on the micro. And if the scouts come forward. Yeah, look at that. ACCM sending his scouts forward. And, oh my god, the pathing. What? Wait, what? Oh my god, that's horrible. Hold on a second. I need to rewatch this. That has to be pathing, right? Okay, so he has this group. Is there a 2 tile or a 1 tile? Okay, so there's a 1 tile gap. He clicks through. And his archers just stop and go the other. Oh my god, man. That's 2 highly unfortunate things to happen to ACCM. But that one's really not his fault. I've never seen that before. I guess that's the game saying, hey, there's no way to go through here. So you need to find another way. But have some patience, archers. That hurts. And now, DauT should clean this fight. And I'm catching up to live time, by the way. I say DauT should clean the fight because he can use his skirms against the man-at-arms and the spearmen, no problem. And now those scouts for ACCM are not a threat at all. That was a big yikes. Now, I had a weird instance this week where I clicked my army to go one direction and they just kept going the way that I had initially told them to go. So that might be a new patch thing, but that's painful. DauT clicks up to Castle Age. DauT just uses his scouts to defend. Only 2-to-1 eco KD in this game. And both players on the way to Castle Age now. And I like this from ACCM. The wood line itself makes me want to tear my hair out, but the tower is good. I don't mind that. Okay, so we're going to have crossbow for ACCM. He did lose some of those archers, which will hurt. DauT's going to be going knights, and I expect a lot of aggression here. It's really hard, though, to get full upgrades and make knights, as well as get upgrades on skirms and get elite skirm. So DauT kind of has to choose here. Actually, I don't like the tower position. I think he placed it when he was still taking hunt, but I'm pretty sure the tower doesn't hit anything back here. So DauT could always choose to just sit behind there. Got scouts here for ACCM, and ACCM should kill that villager. Whoop! Little split. And DauT just fights back with the villager. Best case scenario, honestly, because he's got spearmen to kill the scouts now. And oh my goodness. DauT does not see those archers. Oh, that's so sneaky. That is so sneaky. Oh, this could hurt DauT so much. ACCM has had some awkward stuff happen today at the start of this series, but can he recover here? He's going to get some kills. Now, fortunately for DauT, he has a lot of gold banked, but that's a few villagers down for him. It's just ACCM, ACCM, ACCM. I feel like he could have killed 2 more villagers there. Could always be better. Life isn't perfect, you know. It's just a matter of getting value from this army now before DauT gets knights. He gets Thumb Ring for free with the Tatars. He's now getting crossbow. He's now getting bodkit, but he's got 12 crossbows. Is that going to be enough? These villagers are heading over towards the stone for ACCM, which is interesting. And DauT is waiting for chain barding armor. With chain barding armor, he can definitely clear this. So he just needs to keep as many villas alive as possible. Obviously, lots of idle time for him right now. But his tower does pay off. The worker efficiency last minute, though, 45% for DauT. I'm surprised it's even at that, whereas it's 55, 60% for ACCM. But not so efficient on that wood line, obviously. Okay, DauT moves in with Knights. He loses one. Good micro from ACCM, but DauT's going to start clearing everything now, and he had so much gold banked. And the worry with range units is you need to mass them, right? And so while sending that one group forward was good, in a way, it also was bad because now you're not going to have a mass. He's going to have to fall back, and this is where DauT can really shine with control over the game. Good kills here for DauT. Good micro from ACCM, too. DauT could now get Elite Skirm, right? He's got Chain Barding Armor on Knights. He could also justify getting Elite Skirm now if he really wanted to. And ACCM's just sitting back and waiting. Look at that from DauT, man. ACCM will see that, too. That is right in his face. Now, no farm upgrade for ACCM. No wood upgrade. Didn't even get... Oh, okay, he got the first wood upgrade, I guess. I really don't like his lumber situation. But he is on stone to maybe make more towers. Maybe get a second town center up on wood. Oh, he sees the siege workshop. DauT. Is this the spot you wanted to build this? Are you sure this is the right move? ACCM might not have actually noticed it until right now. And DauT might complete this. This is an important moment. No, DauT won't complete it. DauT is attacking here. ACCM could hop inside the tower, I think. With some of the vills. And Siege Workshop is denied for now. But I think DauT can just send another villager. And DauT's just got so much army. I know a lot of it's skirmishers, but still. DauT can't break through. It probably looked to him like there was a hole, and there was a hole over here. I thought there was a hole there, and then I said nope, and oh, geez, DauT is through. This is amazing. The Siege Workshop will complete. And ACCM, while he's making some camels, I just don't know if this is going to be doable for him after these losses. I've kept it on worker efficiency last minute. Watch this dip for ACCM as he runs around. And he's just going to have no army. Yeah, camels, they can be good, but you need upgrades on the camels. He doesn't have a single upgrade. DauT's got 3 upgrades. You can even say 4 because he gets extra HP, which is kind of like Bloodlines. So DauT takes a big lead in this game. 12-4 Eco KD. 52-22 KD. And this is all before the siege shows up. Love the approach from DauT to not try and boom back into the game. I know DauT's known as a player who loves to boom on town centers. This is not that type of map. Love the approach. I think for ACCM, he needed to get more value from his initial attack. And everywhere he went, DauT was able to figure it out. Did he take DauT off of berries? Yes, he did. DauT found more berries. Did he pressure DauT's wood? Yes, he did. DauT placed the tower. And then, the hole, man. The hole was so bad. I mean, that was good luck for DauT. Something ACCM still has to look to. DauT found reward from a later attack. ACCM then, of course, had that mishap with the archers going down. And DauT had just macroed really well in Feudal Age. I want to try and fix this freaking thing. Hold on. Best of 5. I don't know why this continues to overlap. So it doesn't overlap with 1, but it overlaps with 2. We'll do QF, because that was bothering me. Quarterfinal number 2 looks fine. DauT goes up. Here's a quick look at the statistics. 53-24, as we said. Economically, DauT had a lot more food and a lot more wood. ACCM needed to have more crossbow mass there. And if you have enough crossbows in early castle, you might even have the time behind that to switch into cav archers too. So, GG. Alrighty, game number 2 between ACCM and DauT. ACCM, I think it's fair to say, has to win this one. DauT is simply too good to ever allow ACCM to win 3 straight, so ACCM's going to have to tie it up. Killed 2 sheep at the same time. Interesting. ACCM playing as the Vikings here. DauT playing as the Saracens. Again, you draft civilizations for the opposition in this event. And I want to talk about the main thing, which is water here, because both civs have water bonuses. So, Vikings have cheaper docks, and they have amazing galleys, but they do not get access to fire ships. If you're going to compete on water with low numbers, it's kind of awkward, because you can't make fires. And it's fine if you're committing on high numbers, like 2 or 3 docks, because mass galleys can kill the fires, but it's not really that type of map, right? So that's a concern for ACCM. However, DauT, like if this were to turn into a galley war, let's say this is islands, DauT actually has faster firing galleys. So you could go fires if you're DauT, if you're going to compete for water. But you could also, in some ways, justify going galleys because they fire faster. Do I think DauT's going to do that? No, but I'm a caster, and that's the type of thing casters got to say. I think what's going to help DauT is the fact his opponent can't go for galleys. So if DauT goes, let's say, 1 dock commitment onto water while he does some things on land, that 1 dock is going to match 2 dock production for at least the first 2 minutes of feudal. And that might, sorry, my computer just gave me a notification which scared the crap out of me. That might be enough. I'm expanding my storage soon. But until I do, I gotta just delete something real quick so this recording doesn't get ruined. Yeah, I'm recording all this stuff, and we record at a much higher rate than we stream it. That way, when it goes to YouTube, the quality is as good as possible, so it takes up a lot of space. So yeah, I have some concerns for ACCM. I truly believe we will see a dock because there's enough fish for both of them to do that. Also, there's no berries, so it makes sense to get some fish. But I think that if they both go into 1 dock and into archers or something, it could be really good for the Lord. DauT did scout back here. And he sees where the fish is, so he's going to dock over here. And then you see the similar thing for ACCM. They're going to want those fishing ships. Now, what Vikings do also get is they get wheelbarrow for free. And they get wheelbarrow for free starting in feudal age. So even if you lose a couple fishing ships, your land eco is still going to be really strong. And so that's going to be good for ACCM here. Who, ooh, little trap. It doesn't actually trap because DauT can run around that way. But DauT did get hit twice now. But he scouts the dock, and I think that's important scouting intel. At what bitrate are you streaming? So actually, it's an interesting talking point. So a lot has changed in this platform since I started here. It's not perfect, right? But for the most part, like some of the buffering issues some users were having have gone away, or at least is not happening as frequently. And also, like, you know, the usernames, the pages, all that stuff working now. So I remember, I think the first month, I changed my streaming bitrate to 5,000 from 6,000. And I never changed it back because, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. 5,000 is really high for streaming. But I might bump it back up to 6,000 at one point. I just don't want to do that and give people issues because if that was an issue, so... But I'm recording at like 15,000 bitrate or 20,000 bitrate. So I'm recording much higher. All right. Both players about to click up here. ACCM, let's see if he goes for a barracks. Now it's got a little bit more on wood, which tells me he might go for a barracks, but he could commit fully to water. As you say that, it's buffering for me. Whoops, my bad. My bad, my friend. I knew I shouldn't have said something. It's my fault. But yeah, we'll see if I switch it back. I think it's in a good spot. I probably won't make many tweaks. How would it work if Yo or DauT wins this tourney for the Red Bull Wololo start? Red Bull Wololo spot? Yeah, so actually that's an interesting talking point. So, whoever wins this event gets an invited spot to Red Bull Wololo Legacy, which is a huge deal. A bit weird because when the event was announced, like when this event was announced, that was not said, right? And that was because the Red Bull event wasn't announced yet. But players who are already invited to that event are the 4 winners of the previous Red Bull Wololos. DauT was one of those. And then, shoot, I think you just said it. Well, DauT was one, Leary was one, Viper was one, and then who am I missing here? Who am I missing? What's wrong with my brain? What's wrong with my brain? Yo, excuse me. So I think what would happen, like let's say DauT or Yo win this event, whoever is second place would then get that spot. And there's a certain something that will be announced. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be announced, and there's going to be other tournaments leading up where players who place high in that also qualify. And there's going to be a qualifier for the Red Bull as well. So there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff. Definitely not something I've been working on. Definitely not. Definitely not. We got some cool stuff coming. Okay, so big moment here. DauT's going forward, guys. DauT's going forward. He's also using his Feudal Age Scout to attack here. But DauT's going forward range. And as far as I know, he didn't scout the barracks at all. Which is just like the first game, but how does he not lose villagers to this? I would have lost everything. DauT trying to quick wall, but he doesn't have that many villagers to put in the TC. DauT's still trying to quick wall. ACCM blocking it off. Oh god, DauT. Oh no, you could see the trouble, and good job from him in the end. He only has 2 villagers on gold now. But his TC actually weakened some of the man-at-arms. And he's like, I'm just going to take this gold. Or I'm not going to take this gold. DauT is such a crazy player, man. Now, I made the fire galley I talked about. And there's going to be a galley for ACCM. Again, in a 1v1, the fire wins. And we'll see if ACCM spots this. I mean, if ACCM were to spot this, I think it's... I don't want to say it's GG, but it's an amazing position for him. Because he could rush this down. He could use his archers to kill everything. I mean, I still think DauT's going to be in trouble because DauT's not going to be able to take gold. But that tower, man. That tower could be crucial here as ACCM gets away. And he's now walling and trying to trap DauT in here. He's trying to trap DauT, and DauT has to delete the tower. The tower was like 80%, guys. What a crazy idea from DauT here. I like the fire galleys. But to go forward and then to not scout the barracks at all. I mean, the whole time I'm thinking, man-at-arms from Vikings into archers. Man-at-arms from Vikings into archers. So to not scout, that's crazy. But he is going to have this gold here. He has had to fully abandon his gold here, though. Now, this is big for DauT. DauT's going to take out those 3 fishing ships. That's something that he's going to love. Also, he's Saracen, so I expect a market shortly, and I expect a bunch of buying and selling to go down. DauT's fishing ships, by the way, are over here, which is also very interesting detail because there seems to be fish closer to the dock. But we touched on what would happen here with the whole galley versus fire galley thing earlier. So this was to be expected. What wasn't to be expected was maybe the forward from DauT. This tower, by the way, pretty good tower to place panic in a panic, right? Because it protects your gold, protects your deer, protects your wood. And DauT is bringing archers home. He's also housed at the moment. And this is sloppy, man. Also ended up losing that fire. Also can't finish the blacksmith. He was housed until he lost that fire galley. So, I mean, he still hasn't completed the houses. Now he has. Someone said it earlier. DauT is either like, wow, amazing. That's a incredible strategy. How does he do it? Or it's like, what's happening? But he could still go from what's happening to winning. It's insane. Especially Saracens. Saracens, they don't need good economy. What Saracens rely on is that market. What hurts DauT here is that he doesn't have fletching. And he won't be able to get fletching until his blacksmith is completed. And ACCM is using the fact that he is fletching well. Delayed the blacksmith for a while, and now he's behind DauT's wood line. Now, DauT needs a fire galley, otherwise he's going to lose his fish. Those galleys are on the way. And DauT just lost stuff on his wood line, as he's still trying to protect the gold. And still, like, the forward archer range is the biggest problem here. If he had a defensive archer range, he would have cleared this by now. The micro from ACCM. ACCM getting another villager? Yes, he does. DauT's got to be careful he doesn't get out microed here with these 2 archers. But DauT can't really take wood. He had to make a new lumber camp. That's his 3rd lumber camp in the game. This is his 3rd mining camp in the game. He's still buying food. He does have an army here, which ACCM will have to respect. And DauT finally gets a pick off there, but he's going to have to buy stone for a tower because he's going to be pushed off of gold again. The galleys are just passing because no one would ever expect the fishing ships to be there. And DauT has to buy 200 stone, but there's weak villagers in here. So villagers are going to die. There's no doubt in my mind the villagers are going to die. There's no doubt with everything. There's no doubt villagers. There's no doubt. But the tower goes up. And with the tower going up, there's an opportunity for maybe DauT to kill this. I'm ACCM. I just camp underneath that tower. I maybe make a market as well. And I try and get up to the next stage as fast as possible. He's also playing this game where he micros his units underneath the tower. If he leaves the base of the tower, he will get hit. That's not easy. But what a great move it was. 10-1 eco KD for him. Still hasn't even killed the fish yet. He's still very confused. And DauT's going to arrive to Castle Age, and I don't know if he's going to be able to afford to do all that much. Honestly, guys, I mean, I should probably shut up at this stage because there's still a lot of series to be played. But with how, like, awkward some of this game was from DauT and how good ACCM was with the aggression, I think that ACCM is going to be feeling really good. If he ties this up, obviously it's just 50-50 at that point, statistically speaking. Man, oh man, is ACCM going to feel good about that. But I'm saying a lot of ifs. We haven't seen the finish yet. I wonder if DauT will maybe go for a siege workshop and just kill a bunch of vills with siege. I would probably prompt ACCM to just go for a stable and add a few knights, but Vikings don't always want to do that, so that's something. DauT is adding a stable, so I guess he's going to try and make a knight. I don't even know if he'll have upgrades on it, but one knight might be enough. And DauT's 2 fishing ships still somehow getting food, and I think it's going to be stopped right now. Obviously, some credit to DauT for keeping them alive. DauT is going to turn this one, I promise. Okay, we'll see. We will see. That's a promise? A promise, not a bet. Okay. I mean, Saracens can do some wacky things. And if he's worried about archers and he knows he needs to kill fast, he could go for a forward siege workshop. I think that's the play. And there's the siege workshop from DauT. It is not something his opponent can see. Also, ACCM. He's now getting hit on the wood line. He really needs to take this wood line, and there he goes. Still underneath the tower. DauT waiting for his second knight. Will have armor. So, seeing as scale barding is in, this should be an easy clear up, and then DauT can take gold again. But he might sell food or wood here or something. He wants the siege. If ACCM had a stable and could make like 3 knights with his crossbows, I think this game is over. Because the stable just needs to take care of the siege, and then he's got more than enough crossbows to deal with a couple knights. But that's an if. Also adding fish, and this villager is trying to take the fish, and she can't. He does know about the siege now, guys. He knows the siege workshop is there. He's adding the stable. DauT has lost 13 eco this game. He also doesn't have archers anymore. And he also doesn't have wheelbarrow, and he doesn't have handcart, which is free. But a big shot! And that's what we call a DauT attack round. He tried to predict where the crossbows would go. I think if the crossbows continued to go that way, they might have hit that area. Here goes ACCM to counter again. Just needs a couple crossbows at home in defense, and he needs 2 knights, and he's good. This game is over then. Like this knight won't be enough, and then this knight just needs to kill the siege, and DauT's in trouble. When you have better economy, you normally have siege and monk. DauT trying, as he should. Big opportunity here, right? Like, think of the players who didn't play in this event for one reason or another. We didn't have Leary, we didn't have Viper, we didn't have Hera, so those are 3 really big names not playing in this event. And now, if you win... Oh, I guess DauT already qualifies, technically, for the Red Bull event. But still, you know, you've got $10,000 prize pool, which is a big deal. That's before you just get down to the love of the competition, but... DauT's villagers, who are like, why did you send me forward? They're not happy to be here in the first place. They're trying to repair it. That won't work. Yeah, I thought I mentioned Viper wasn't in it, but yeah. So there's just big opportunities for these players to get big finishes. And ACCM responds against DauT. And yeah, this series has been so DauT. The first game was perfect. I mean, okay, it wasn't flawless, because no game is at this level. There's a lot of stuff going on. But the first game, he dealt with some issues, and it looked like he was free and clear to just move forward and play the rest of the series like that. This game, I don't understand the two villagers. He like had a 50% mining camp, started making a tower, deletes the tower at 80%, goes back to the mining camp. I mean, his game was just weird. I think he tried to get too crazy with it. Just a little too crazy. And here you go. 29 to 15 KD economy was just incredible for ACCM. Really says a lot that DauT was trying to rely on gold and the market, and he didn't even collect that much more gold in this game. 3,000 resource difference at this stage is just massive, and then ACCM had the strongest military there. All right, game number 3, ACCM DauT. We've got Slavs, Sicilians, lots to talk about. The map is Regicide Fortress, and a Regicide Fortress, you start with walls, towers, castle. Normally there's a barracks, but I guess this version doesn't have the barracks, which is fine. Very common thing is to do what ACCM just did. You use your scout to bring in your boars because you can heal your scout in your castle. And then the kings can be killed, so you have to be careful. If you lose your king, you're defeated. But the kings are very fast somehow, even though they're very fat. And former athlete over here, I guess. And they also have a lot of vision. So you normally scout with your king for a while and then bring your king home to safety later on. Now, Slavs have faster farms. You also start with pre-built farms. That helps. And I have seen Slavs more on this map than Sicilians. Slavs are one of the go-tos. Maybe not for 1v1s, because there's other civs above them, but for team games. And we even saw a recent 3v3 event where we saw lots of Boyars, which was really sick. Actually, Boyar would be... I think Boyar would be really good against Sicilians, right? I think Boyar versus Sicilian Cavalier would be fun to watch. Oh, God. Okay, this is giving me PTSD. Does DauT see this? Guys, if DauT sees this, it won't happen. Don't get your hopes up. Okay, he's leaving. I was going to say, DauT could technically trap that. Like, if he went back here and ran along the wall, and DauT then made a gate here, and then DauT ran over here and made another gate, the king would be trapped. But no player would ever be stupid enough to almost, you know, lose their king. Except for me, apparently. So, is anyone here, did anyone here not see my tourney set versus Licks in the qualifier for this event? I had to play Licks in a best of 3. I was able to beat Licks, and then I was up against ACCM in a best of 5. Loser goes home and casts the tournament, and then winner continues on, and I obviously lost to him. But this is what happened. So I'm going to tell you what I did. So let's say I'm in DauT's position, right? And I set waypoints with my king because I'm scouting. And actually, yeah, I guess for this example, we can be in DauT's position. And so I like didn't have this area scouted. And so I just set a waypoint back there. And wow, this king is actually, this is funny. The king is actually blocking the scout right now. The king was blocking the scout. So I just set a waypoint back there, and then I set the waypoint back out here, okay? But what happened was he house-walled this area off. So my king did all the commands with the waypoints, and then I commanded it to go here with the next waypoint. I'm not paying attention to it. Why would you pay attention to your king in a Regicide game? That sounds dumb, right? So I'm not paying attention to it. I just assume it's going to boop over here, boop back, and come back to my base. And when I look at it, it's like over here, because it had to go the other way. And it was running around the wall, and it almost, well, no, it didn't almost hit the castle fire. It got hit by the castle, and I ended up saving it somehow. So, yeah, it was a pretty eventful situation. And thankfully, I ended up winning the game. But, yeah, it makes sense to scout with your king unless you're getting close to their base, and then it's a little risky. DauT hitting Feudal Age. He's going to add a blacksmith and a market. This is obviously fast castle. Sicilians do build their town centers faster. Also, what's nice about Sicilians is they always start with plus 100 stone. So the default for Regicide games is that you have 150 stone with every civ but Sicilians. So DauT doesn't actually need to mine stone in order to be able to drop 2 town centers right away. And I think he'll probably drop a TC here. That way he can take more stone if he wants to go for a big boom. Didn't that hit YouTube? No, the one that hit YouTube was where I actually lost my king in a tournament game 3 weeks before. So anytime there's regicide, I'm just not going to move my king out of my base ever. And then within the same, like, 3 or 4 week span, I killed Capwatch's king in a regicide event, so. Alright, so as you can see, ACCM slowly getting the stone required for the next TCs. And ACCM does farm faster. DauT is, I'll be curious to see what he does here. DauT is a player who loves to rush the second wood upgrade with Sicilians. The thing is, the second wood upgrade takes a long time to complete. And it also is like 125 wood, 125 food. So it would delay his town centers, but you get 50% more food off your farms after the farm upgrades. I agree, Disfault. I wish that there was regicide mixed into ranked games occasionally. If you don't like it, you can just ban it like anything else. The saddest thing for me is that they don't have regicide fortress. They'll do fortress, but not regicide. And no, like, regicide fortress has always been intertwined. That's always how it's been. So that's what makes it sad for me. Okay, king goes into the tower so you don't accidentally eject it out of the castle later. I like it. Town center is going to go up for ACCM. DauT goes for the TC. I like the spot. He goes for the wood and the farm upgrade. And the TCs. So the concern with this, and we'll have to pay attention to his idle TC time, is once he loses the berries here in a second, he's only going to have 7 on food. So will he have consistent Vil production is basically the main thing. Also, did he have a barracks? Wait, did he build that or did he start with it? Wait, they both did start with the barracks. Okay, unless they both built it behind their castles. I think earlier I just didn't see it. Hold on, what time are we at? 11 minutes? Did they both build their... I see a barracks. Okay, I was really confused. Let's go back to live time. Wow, that's funny. I just assumed there was no barracks in this version. So yeah, the concern for DauT is right now, he's going to have to seed a bunch of farms. And I think there's going to be this period where he can't produce out of his TCs. But he always tends to do this. And for him, it's worth it. I'm always the type of player where I prefer to have 0 TC idle time. And you're going to see that TC idle time start to creep up a little bit. So he will have fewer villagers than what he could have. That said, it's still 2 town centers for ACCM. And, you know, Sicilian town centers build really fast. So both players combating for the relics right now. And, oh, look at ACCM. He's going to get that spearman. That was a really good play. DauT had to delete it. Both players fighting for relics because they know this is going to be a long game. That's 3 times I've noticed they built symmetrically. Yeah, the barracks one is weird, though. Both building the barracks right behind the castle is really weird. But I'm down to keep an eye on that. See how close they are in the long run. Again, DauT's farms are never going to expire. Obviously, I'm exaggerating. It makes me sad that after a capture age update, I can't actually see how much food is left on the farms. I don't know why. But they're just showing like how much food that the villager has or something. Which is wrong. I haven't reported that yet. So maybe that's why they haven't fixed it. Because that changed like 2 months ago. Brittany, the barracks doesn't always... Or sorry. They did spawn with the barracks. But the barracks doesn't always spawn next to the castle, as far as I know. But, you know, it might actually if it happened the same way for both players. Maybe they tweaked that. There's been a lot of versions of Regicide Fortress over the years. Okay, so 2 minutes of TC idle time for DauT. Still has the villager lead. Might not be farming quite as fast. But obviously is going to have the long-term food income. Here you have some fighting with the scouts. Here's a spearman. They're both working to just kill monks. And ACCM makes a mistake. and loses the scout. But he does have a stable, so he could always make more. Also, ACCM about to get this relic and this relic. So unless DauT gets out there, it is going to be 4 relics for ACCM. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I prefer to have faster farmers over longer lasting farms. And we see TC number 4 here for ACCM. So he's got his relics. And he might even deny DauT from getting this one at this rate. And he will have a big boom. Yeah, 2 spearmen against 1 spearman, 1 scout should be fine to take that fight. But yeah, I didn't... I obviously played, and I remember having a barracks now that I think about it, but I don't remember where the barracks goes. But if they intentionally put the barracks right next to the castle, that's really good. Because some of the issues with Regicide Fortress in the past were due to the fact that the positioning of your barracks could influence your gold or your berries or something. Hello, Sarbit. Tristan, welcome back. Feels weird to call someone Tristan because that's my name, but is what it is, I guess. Monk hops out. DauT's going to lose the scout, but he does kill the monk. And I think DauT will be okay to get a conversion here, or at the very least, bring 1 relic back to his base. You would hope that he could do that. Love the timing on everything from ACCM. I love how he did later get heavy plowed, so now his farms will have all that food. And let's look at the golds here. Look at all this gold and stone between the players on the sides. That's going to be important. ACCM tried his best there, and probably just has to give up on it now. DauT, he will know that he's going to struggle in the long run here, only having 1 relic. So his whole approach should be about taking control of the game, I think. And with building castles faster as Sicilians, you could maybe take map control with some archers, go forward, drop a castle, go into trebuchets. But ACCM getting handcart now. He's got more farms than DauT. He's got more villagers than DauT. I think ACCM has the better position, but DauT has a knack for getting those early pushes going. He's super aggressive behind a boom. He's not super aggressive, 1 TC usually. Unless he's Saracens, apparently. But here he goes. He clearly wants to leave his base because he's getting loom. And he's got crossbow in. And right now, a few archers and a few spearmen would kill everything that ACCM has. Because he wants to drop a castle here. So that castle should go up. I don't think DauT will even notice it. Honestly. Well, DauT would love to see that, though. DauT would drop a castle here and go into a treb war. Yeah, DauT could... Ooh. ACCM sees the spearmen, will see the monks. What you can do is you can switch your conversion onto a bunch of different villagers. DauT doesn't want to do that. But you see how the villagers run away? You switch your conversion onto a bunch of different villas and you could possibly deny this. These villagers don't have loom. Oh my god, that's denied. No way. Oh my god, ACCM. Dude, you're fine. Like, you just needed to go up to Imp with your castles and you're completely fine here. Okay, maybe it goes up. But DauT's 30 seconds away from Imp. And this castle's not going to be denied. So, this is good for DauT. You could argue that this castle was maybe a little far forward for a player who's gone for the 4 TCs. Maybe a castle here would have made more sense. I mean, you have plenty of gold for now, plus you've got the relics, and we're going to see ACCM try and go for bowyars. Very expensive unit. DauT's going to have all the momentum, and ACCM needs to rely on castles for those bowyars. Bloodlines is coming in, armor's coming in, elite bowyar kind of feels out of the question. If I were DauT, I would love to see, I would love to add a few monks here. Because the bowyars are a very strong unit, but if you're able to convert a few of them, when he comes in for your trebs, it could mean big things for you. New unique tech. I don't know if it's detonates or detonets. It's D's nuts. That's what it is. D's nuts is coming in. And that means the castles, the future castles, are cheaper. I think it's like 40% of the castle's cost is no longer stone. It is now, it's like wood and stone. So it makes It makes it easier to mass castles. But still, it's an issue of you're already losing this castle. Now, does anyone know if you repair a castle that you built after the D's Nuts technology, does anyone know if it costs wood and stone? I think it just costs stone. I don't know. I'm watching. It looks like he's losing wood. I think it's both. Yeah, it's both. Oh, man, and if his farms start to expire, too? Can you imagine? I mean, this could be a big issue when it comes to wood. Okay, he's getting conscription here. I like the fact it's both, but it's funny how he built this and it only cost stone. He's like, what the hell, man? DauT runs in. DauT didn't even have Arbalest. I don't know if DauT should be running through here. I feel like you need army to protect your trebs. What is DauT doing? Is he not going to just lose his trebs now? ACCM should just go take the trebs. With these boyars, right? DauT's whole army just left his trebs. Oh, the king was moved, by the way. The king is in the TC now. DauT's going to lose every single trebuchet. What a weird move. I mean, maybe he won't. Maybe I'm wrong. He's losing a few of them. The castle's going to stay up now. What a... Oh, my God. What a bad play. Dude, like, you got to keep your army near your trebs here. You commit to 4 or 5 trebuchets. The whole win condition is his economy is better than mine, but I can take out his castles. And you just completely abandon the trebs. Maybe he probably didn't expect there to be boyars. But that means ACCM is in a very good position now. He's still able to take out another trebuchet. And now he can mass more boyars to make a push. I swear if he loses this, I'm going to scream. If he loses this, I'm going to scream. What the... Come on! Bothers me, man. These are great players. These are great players, and great players make minor mistakes every now and then. Though minor is putting that lightly. DauT still has the push. It's 130 pop. 125 pop. So it's still close. But now ACCM can use trebuchets. Now DauT doesn't have a unit to be able to engage against trebuchets. There's a big difference here, right? Because boyars can. Arbalest really can't get underneath that castle. DauT's going to try and go into what you could consider a counter unit in most cases against cavalry. In pikemen and halb. He's getting the halberdier upgrade now, but he's going to potentially lose another treb. That said, he got a lot of kills here. So he did get a lot of kills. I think it's still fine for ACCM. You got to think the relics are paying off. He could just get the treb. He'll get the treb. He won't get the treb, excuse me. ACCM maybe going to make a switch to champion. I actually don't mind that. But it is a little unorthodox to go for double melee. I think on paper, if he could have the resources to go for Heavy Scorpion would maybe be his best play. But he's going to go for Onager. Okay, I like that. Onager is fine too. Yeah, you have cheap siege with Slavs. Go for that. DauT will drop a castle here. This game's going to go on for a while yet. And he's got more military, but his military value is around the same. Any other civ, this castle gets denied. Not going to be denied, but it is a sitting duck. This is a target. I'd love to see ACCM castle here, so he has a little protection when he goes in with his trebs here. Also, you guys know me. Love the castle, but I would love to see 4 trebuchets as well. DauT had 6. DauT had 6 trebs. Unbelievable. Now, ACCM, don't you leave your trebs. Where are you going, bro? Okay, I guess he's got onagers, so it's a little different. DauT trebuchet just passing, hiding between the barracks. ACCM doesn't realize that. ACCM with a big onager shot, misses. Castle will go up. This is huge. DauT with the split micro, not the best micro I've ever seen from him. Meanwhile, the boyars are raiding, so that's half the issue. Also, this onager is going to be saved. It is going to be saved. The halbs, though, they're able to get an engagement before Elite Boyar was in. DauT's units are a lot cheaper here. But Elite Boyar and Onager is simply much stronger. These Boyars might get killed off. Actually, with Elite now, I'm pretty sure Elite Boyar wrecks Halbs. It's just the cost of everything, as I've been saying. DauT is using his own Trebs now to try his best to kill the Trebs from ACCM. Wouldn't it be great for ACCM to cut some of the wood? Cut some of the wood, and then take DauT's Trebs from the other side of the wood line. Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! This is sick. Or you can just take the Halbs. I mean, you've got options. DauT using his Trebs to full effect here. He's definitely thinking about it. Over here, they're going to share some gold. That's cute. That's nice of them. There is some peace in a time of war. And the Boyars loop around. DauT's castle's down. He's about to lose his 10th trebuchet of the game. There's number 9. There's going to be number 10 right after this. And I can't help but think back to that early stage where DauT had 6 trebuchets. If he would have had Halb arbed all together and continued this push, you wouldn't have a player who can make Elite Boyar with this many castles. DauT trebbing down the house there. That treb goes down. He has to split micro. Big shots here for ACCM, though, on both sides of this group. And DauT still getting headshotted, still having problems. It's 150 pop for both, though, which is interesting. So I don't know, like, are the Boyars good enough here to justify, or is it just how big of his economy is? I still think the Boyars are good enough to justify it. And I think maybe Champion, he's already committed to Elite Boyar, but maybe Champion with the Siege would be really strong. I love how ACCM also got Bodkin Arrow and Ballistics for his castles. That is an underrated play here. Means his castles are weapons. And, oh, speaking of castles that are weapons, Castle War over here. DauT might actually treb down that one. DauT's got to be careful with his king. He's lost villagers back here. This feels like DauT's whole main base could go down. And yeah, this is probably an area that DauT's going to love to have. But there's not a lot to stop him from losing his whole main base right now. ACCM is teching into Champion. The main thing he has to be scared of right now is the Halberdier. And while Boyars are still fairly good with their melee armor, it's also very expensive. It's a whole lot cheaper to go into Champion. Now, ACCM does have tons of gold. He's got gold on the left, right? DauT actually is the one who I think is struggling for gold the most right now because he can't take this. DauT would need to be switching more into Arbalest, which is already taken care of by the Siege. ACCM, 51 farmers with the fastest farmers in the game. Almost a 2-to-1 KD, and I only expect it to get better for him. Now, what DauT could try, as I think that was a lot of friendly fire. What DauT could try is he could try and snipe the king. I just don't think he really has the army comp for that. Like, Halbs and Arbs are too slow, but he could try it. I think if ACCM was losing, it would be more realistic for him to snipe the king because he has Boyars, which are fast. But honestly, why not? Why not just send this army and try and kill ACCM's king right now? Because sitting here, he's getting First Crusade. Okay, so he's going to get a bunch of free military units. You get 7 instant military units right out of your town centers, which is as gimmicky as can be, and I don't like it. But there you go. Does it solve the problem for DauT? ACCM also has Siege Ram. Also is yet to tech into finish Champion. Also could go for, like, Siege Onager at this stage. Like, he's not even close to the full strength of the Slavs. And, alright. Now, ACCM would have heard a noise, like, raw! I like how they added that. So, that with First Crusade and also Flemish Revolution is something you hear. So, he should know something's up. DauT. Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh, jeez, man. This has been brutal. Brutal to watch if you're a DauT fan. He's just been getting wrecked every step of the way. ACCM will clear out the trebuchets. He's cleared out the majority of the Arbs. He, of course, is going to have some trebs around to be able to take out another castle from DauT. He's already working on this one. And DauT's population now is 130. He doesn't have the relics. And you just don't kill this from here. You just do not kill this from here. Slavs are impossible to stop with Sicilians at this stage of the game. Which brings us back to that conversation, which we'll have to touch on again. There were opportunities, maybe, for DauT. There were opportunities. ACCM, though, has played it clean. I love how he utilized the new unique tech. Also, my hat's off to the devs for adding that. Orthodoxy was one of the most useless techs in the game. And we never saw it researched with the Slavs. Really makes the Slavs a bit stronger, which I'm happy with. I'm not sure if Drazina came in, but that's a unique tech that's always been with the Slavs. Their champions are very hard to stop with that. But I think in general, you know, in general, it's a problem. ACCM, he's going to go up 2-1 in this best of 5. And I said it after game 2. Or sorry, I think I said it during game 2. Like, some of DauT's decisions were a little, it was like he was trying to do a little too much at times. And it just didn't look as together as ACCM did. And ACCM gets 2 straight wins in a row, goes up 2-1. But let's go back. We have to talk about this, all right? We have to talk about this. I know it's painful. And I'm actually really curious on what would have made the difference here, or if it would have worked. So what was it, 25 minutes? Okay, so first off, DauT sees this castle way back here, right? He makes the perfect decision. Let's go for a castle where you can treb this down. This is an invitation to beat ACCM before he gets his unique tech, before he gets Drazina, before he gets Siege Hunter, before he gets all that. Now, I was saying at the time, ACCM should maybe have considered a castle back here. So, you know, DauT's not able to see it, right? DauT would always have to go for some type of early imp play to win the game. So you go forward. And there's 2 things I don't like about this, okay? At this stage, ACCM's not even an imp yet. DauT's got 1 treb. He's about to have 2. Watch this. He has to treb down the wall, guys. So how many volleys is it? I don't want to spend too much time because I'll start the next one. So he gets 2 trebs. And he's volleying on the castle, which is perfect. Volleying on the castle. Perfect. Forcing into repairs. Means less stone, less wood. Pile on pressure. Mass your army behind. Perfect. Still going. Still has more trebs running forward. This is all good. This is all perfect. Nothing should change. Now he's like, maybe I run in. That's 1-2 volleys. Ready? That's 3-4 volleys. And then it's 5-6 volleys. That could have all been on the castle. Like, ACCM, in theory, should never have been able to justify building this castle right here, right now, if those volleys would have been going on this castle. And then, DauT is going to have like 15 arbs with the castle fire, with his upgrades, all sitting here, the potential to switch into pikemen, the potential to protect the trebs. And we know what happened, right? The army dies, the trebs die, and then his hopes of winning the game die right there. So I don't know if it's fair to necessarily say throw, because throw implies DauT is in the winning position. But DauT was in his best position. He was in a spot where I expected him to do one thing, and it really would have been a fun game to watch. And very close, I think. And he just got a little too antsy, a little too excited, and ACCM takes advantage. Score now 2-1. And this is going to go over to DauT's final home map. That was one of his home maps, too, which does hurt. Oh, there's a good chance they're close together here, guys. There's a really good chance. Nomad start here. DauT is probably going to TC between these 2 vills. Normally, you go between 2 vills, and then the other one builds a dock. And they are really close together. Imagine if he had Vietnamese. He would know. Over here, you have ACCM docking in the very north of the map. DauT is going to dock to the east of the map. Malay do have, don't get me wrong, Malay do have some good bonuses here. You advance faster to the next stage. You have that vision on the dock. Watch this. Ready? Oh my god. It's so dark out here. I can't see a thing. How am I going to know where to fish? I don't have a scout. What am I supposed to do? This seems horrible. Boing! Look at that vision. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you see 4 deep fish with 1 dock. That's incredible. Yeah, that's really good with Malay. Advancing faster to the next stage means you can take advantage of early power spikes, like faster crossbow upgrade or faster water upgrades or anything like that. Or if we're just talking feudal age faster to getting ships out in the first place. So those are bonuses that DauT probably preferred. Sorry here, sorry for the little blinking there. We're going to fix that eventually, but I had to tab out to my other monitor to do something. TC also went up a little faster for DauT, so he's about half a villager ahead. What DauT doesn't have underneath his TC, though, is berries. But honestly, if you have berries underneath your TC, this is an invitation to fast castle. If you have gold underneath your TC, it's kind of an invitation to go water and go up to go fast on water. Like I would say DauT probably won't make a mining camp, and he'll go for a lumber camp or something. Looking at DauT's scouting, he's got his pigs. Hasn't seen anything yet. And ACCM, he's checking the shoreline right now, but he's going the wrong way, and he might run into DauT here. Could be bad for ACCM if he doesn't get a lot of boars. Like, DauT's going to get this one, you'd think. ACCM has one. But is he going to get more than that? I don't think so. Okay, and does ACCM know about the TC and the boar? No, he just knows that there's a TC there. Okay, so adding the fish. Both players should be doing that. Which position is best here, chat? I actually think DauT's position is best. I think his TC spot is much better because he's able to take advantage of more things around the map. And I think his dock position is much better because he's got more fish. Granted, there's actually a lot of deep fish here, but still, having the more open water is, in general, a bit better. Koreans sometimes are tempted to go for, I assume this is a scoutingville. Yeah, maybe going out to get the pig. But Koreans can sometimes be tempted to go fast castle into war wagons. And if you want to take that stone and DauT knows you're there, it could be a problem. But DauT doesn't know about ACCM. That's the biggest talking point right now. If he knows ACCM is there, and he were to find the dock, which he's not going to, be two crucial things. ACCM is going to find another boar, which is very much needed here. So he's going to find another boar with the Korean villager line of sight, and he might be able to find DauT's dock. If he finds DauT's dock, and he knows where DauT is, that is two small victories here for ACCM. And this is DauT's vision. He sees a pig. And, oh, okay. Okay, so he actually left, so the pig wouldn't see the house and the dock. So he walked away so he could snag it real quick. So if you look back to ACCM's vision, ACCM just lost the sheep. That said, losing the sheep should tell you everything you need to know. That should tell you enough as he brings in his second boar. I think DauT... Didn't he lose a pig? Oh, no, he ate it. Okay, so he ate the pig. He ate his scout. Yeah, right now it doesn't look like DauT is going to really know what his opponent's up to. So here's my guess. I think DauT, as he continues to add fishing ships, I think he's going to go fast feudal. I think pretty soon he's going to make a lumber camp. And he's going to go fast feudal to win water. That's just a safe play, you know? If you don't know what the opponent's up to, go win water. They're going to have fish. This version of Nomad is not really that diverse. There's going to be fish out there for everyone. There's no ponds in the middle. Go win water. And then from there, a lot of it comes down to what does ACCM do, and does he find ACCM? I think ACCM, being this close to his opponent, and knowing the dock is far away, should go fast castle. It seems crazy, and maybe it's not as safe, so maybe what I'm saying is wrong here. But I think going fast castle would make a lot of sense if you know that your fish is far away from the opponent. But obviously then you lose your fish. That could be an issue, right? Like, I think if ACCM was here, he would go fast castle. But the fact he's so close to DauT, he's worried. And you might be worried for DauT right now, thinking, oh my god, he's so slow. What's happening? But he's Malay. He advances 66% faster, so he'll actually be in feudal age a little faster than his opponent. Okay, DauT is looking to dock here. And I don't know if he saw the villager. Okay, now he's going to know about the TC. Okay, and ACCM trying to block. Oh, what a play. What a play. Villager's dead. What a play from ACCM. So now DauT knows. And DauT might be like, can I tower that wood? Great awareness from ACCM. Actually, the biggest deal is DauT has to dock in the same spot. But that's not the end of the world, I guess. I think he might have been doing that anyways. It looks like he shifted over to building that dock while that was all happening. Okay, so here's ACCM. He's late to his second dock, actually. But, oh, it's not that late because he's not in feudal yet. And he's walling. And, yeah, DauT is gonna tower. I mean, it's DauT. DauT going galleys, too. We're going to have galleys for ACCM. The dock is late, though, because he doesn't have the next galley on the way. It's still not on the way. Now it is. And DauT can be seen here. Oh, go gate this? Yeah, I think you just rush it down. Okay. No. Don't even make your tower ACCM. Yeah, don't even finish it. Just rush it down. 3 villagers versus 3 villagers. And it's been walled in. It's been walled in. I think he can still build it diagonally. But that's funny. He's like, what are you going to do? Oh, he can't even build it. Oh, he can build it over there? What in the world? Okay. Well, DauT's still massing his galleys. He hasn't really looked... Oh, if you use sheep to find that there might be a dock there, that's big. But there's going to be a tower for ACCM. DauT has to be careful not to lose any vills. But ACCM! Run this way with a villager. You should never lose it. There you go. Saves her. Now, this is going to surprise ACCM, possibly. Because DauT just sends his villagers to the shoreline. But ACCM ends up getting the tower up. DauT's tower denied at 90%. When have we said that before this series? That said, it just still feels like DauT's production of galleys was better the whole time. Like, ACCM again. And maybe it's because he had to pull villagers off of wood. But he doesn't have the production that he needs. Advancing faster to the next stage is going to be a big thing here. I think access to more resources is going to be a big thing here. DauT can place a mill on these deer. He can place a mill on these berries. He can take food. He has more fishing ships, guys. It's easier for his fishing ships to find more fish because of the vision on the docks. Oh boy, what direction is ACCM going to go? DauT's villagers could all die here, though. He's going to have to make a run for it. And ACCM's going to cut him off. Oh, no, there's a hole there. There's a hole there, right? Is there not? Does DauT not know? Oh, there's a tree. Okay. And ACCM traps him. Meanwhile, DauT's galleys are looping to go kill fish. And DauT has lost one of those villagers. DauT's going to lose more. But I think DauT could maybe defend his fishing ships. It's a very good chance that they both lose their fish, though. Yeah, that's true. DauT doesn't have fletching yet. But it won't... lack of fletching won't actually matter here. Because the fish are going to be... Well... It could matter. I take it back. It could matter. I like how he's running around, at least. To try and, you know, delay the inevitable. Okay. ACCM will at least get to flee with his fish. And maybe micro... Yeah, okay. The reason I said it wouldn't matter is just because of the number difference. And DauT loses the Vill. DauT could now start to lose his fish. But, I mean, he does have the better food access out here. He's going archers. We'll see how this goes. ACCM with a lot of ships in queue right now. And he's probably feeling very cramped at the moment. Fletching for DauT. This galley's been forgotten about, though. And just passing. Okay, just passing. DauT will try and defend his fish. Most of the fish for ACCM are over here, though, so DauT will try and hunt those down. And yeah, we just have a fish off right now. From T90 official. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. ACCM, I don't think notices this, guys. This happens to me more than I'd like to admit. I don't think he notices this. He could housewall that. Maybe he does and he's just going to build the tower, but I've seen no indication that he actually notices that that's happening. I think it's because he's microing everywhere. It's about to be 3 archers. This could get out of hand quickly. Obviously, killing the fishing ships is fantastic, but it's not like his fishing ships have been working. DauT wants to take this to a game 5. Now ACCM should notice. At least he could maybe tower his gold. If I were him, I would tower the gold right now. DauT doesn't see it. Tower the gold. Loses a Vil. Tower the gold. God, that's so weird to me. I guess he wants the stone. DauT trying to rush this down. I think DauT's going to go YOLO for this. These villagers are on the move. The fishing ships are working for ACCM. ACCM taking a lot of losses. DauT has lost so much more because of the fish. Tower goes up, but it has to be immediately repaired, and then they have to eject into it, and then you have to somehow kill the archers. Good luck. DauT's got to keep his archers underneath the tower. This could be the series, but DauT takes it down. DauT takes it down. They both have a horrible economy. DauT's also going to lose his archers, though. These villagers still have no job. DauT's going to kill these galleys because of the distraction. DauT's going to loop in here, maybe lose these galleys because he's distracted too. And he places his own tower. So yeah, ACCM is like, he needs these villagers to find something, and he's finding stone. So the hope now for ACCM is that he can go up to Castle Age without having access to gold. And his wood income's kind of cut off as well. I'd love to see DauT. If he sees this gold, right, he's going to say, there must have been villagers there. And he's going to look. He's going to look around. Build outposts or something. DauT's still not forgetting about water. ACCM happy that the fishing ship somehow survived. There's also a villager over here for ACCM who has so much more food eco. DauT's food eco is reliant on farms now, which is far from ideal. And, you know, DauT loves to make a market in these scenarios and buy food, but he doesn't even have that much on gold, though he does have a lot of gold. And I'd say just be safe and maybe just make a tower here if you're ACCM. Or maybe make your archer range out there instead of here. But easy for us to say. DauT's going to go in with 5 galleys, and ACCM's got 7, excuse me, so he's fine. DauT's still looking around. ACCM close to clicking up. Has access to stone, is going to get access to gold. I think you could question DauT not trying to wall that off. Like, this is DauT's point of view, right? He knows the guy is like kind of trapped himself and doesn't have gold. He's looking here, which is good. But now he just gave him the gold. And these are weak archers. This guy could actually turn around and one-shot one. But they're concerned about that. Understandably so. DauT really needs to catch up. Remember, he is melee. He could maybe do so. Good job from ACCM, all things considered, though. Being back on gold and getting access to this wood is a big deal. Now he's got skirms out here. Why was that gate placed there? That was very weird. ACCM on the way to Castle Age. DauT runs in! And he runs right into the galleys! Now, he can't snipe the fish. I think at this point, you cut your losses, you know. It's going to be a disaster. Ah! What the? What? What? What the? He didn't patrol, man. He didn't patrol. DauT's going to kill all the fishing ships and can get away. And he's here with the tower. DauT's still in this game. The farming eco matters a lot now. The fact that DauT has a tower here matters a lot. This is crazy. And ACCM doesn't have that much stone income. I don't actually know. It says he has 2 on stone. Okay, that's over here. ACCM adding more fish. But, like, his food eco is atrocious. He's out of berries. He's got 2 farms. His wood eco sucks too. DauT surrounding the Korean play with towers. ACCM has skirms. And I think you've got to put a stop to this if you're ACCM. You got to drop a tower here. Drop a tower right here. I would not agree with rushing it. And oh boy. Oh god. How many vills is DauT sending? How many vills are they both sending? Skirms should go in after the archers, and they do. I expect losses on both sides, but remember, guard tower comes in for free for ACCM. In 20 seconds. Oh my goodness. Well, DauT has a tower that can range these villagers, and ACCM does not. So this is actually not good for ACCM. Oh! God! DauT's gonna make it happen. Is he gonna make it happen? Guard tower's in. There's nothing that can hit DauT's villagers and kill them, though. The position of the tower is what is gonna potentially lose ACCM the game. If he had the tower here, he's fine. It's a game of inches. It's a game of big moments. Villagers have gone down everywhere. ACCM has lost all of his advantages. DauT's on the way to Castle Age. DauT being stubborn. DauT is not ready to quit. And DauT, he's still in this game. Man, I mean, Nomad is just so messy, right? It's so messy. And so, in the crucial moments, DauT's just been asking questions of ACCM. He's just like, okay, I'm going to kill your fish. Should I, in theory, lose my navy when I do this? Yes, I should. But guess what? He got away. He killed the fishing ships anyways. I'm going to make a bunch of towers. Should I, in theory, lose the tower war? Yes, I should. But it forces ACCM to make the correct decision every single time. And it's not easy to do that because of all the craziness. So well played from DauT. I thought he was so dead. I think the big thing for ACCM... Like, DauT gave an opportunity back on this gold, and then this tower is almost like... It's not maybe as obvious as DauT losing his army in the previous game, but it was a shocker. He really needed to have access to this gold. With a tower here, this would have been no problem, and he'd be taking gold the whole time. The guy has not had gold. He doesn't know where gold is. And now he's 20 eco behind with no map control. And DauT is making a Cav Archer with the Malay. Malay Cav Archers, just DauT things. Look how weak the villagers he does have are as well. I think DauT's going to try and make a cheap Malay elephant here for us. He's starting to make outposts around the map to see if maybe ACCM is elsewhere. Losing the tower war when you have Koreans is a painful, painful sight. It's going so good for ACCM. And now I don't know how he wins this. Drop a castle, I'd say he could win it. If he had any army to counterattack, I'd say he could win it. It's funny, I went to DauT's point of view and I thought it was ACCM's because of his vision. Like, there's not a big difference between the two point of views. DauT can see everywhere ACCM is right now, except for this, and he's looking right now. You know, you hope for ACCM that he doesn't end up losing Game 5, because this is going to be the one that he regrets. DauT made some mistakes. ACCM made some mistakes. It was sloppy, but this was ACCM's game. He gets a free pass to go back to gold. He has access to stone on the other side of the map. You drop a tower here. It's not a problem. DauT can't rush it down. You don't lose that many villagers. DauT would never get to look for this. Like, DauT would never get to look for this if you didn't lose all that. And you're never on the back foot like you are now. He doesn't... Oh, he didn't have the resources to repair. He's repairing now. Honestly, for DauT, you just kind of keep him stuck. You keep him trapped in here. And I think you just expand a little bit. Now, there's a risk in that, you know, that he could push back with something. But I don't know what. So, if I'm DauT, get a second TC. You know, get your farm upgrade. Just boom a little bit here. DauT has made a little bit of everything. So has ACCM, to be fair. But the one reason ACCM is still in this is because he still has access to this gold. If he didn't have that gold, he's actually taking the stone right now, which he shouldn't be doing. Yeah, if he didn't have that gold, this would be game over, and that might be DauT's focus. Honestly, either castle drop this area, or maybe even guard tower upgrade. I feel like guard tower upgrade would make more sense. Okay, here's an army. Does DauT see this? DauT must see this. He's trying to save this villager, ACCM, but DauT's going to kill it. I think. Yep, seems like it. Yeah, imagine if this was a guard tower, right? Mega No went down. Ram might go down as well. DauT's still searching for armies. ACCM searching for a counterattack. 4 on food, 6 on wood, 6 on gold, 1 on stone for ACCM. His eco's disastrous. Got so many villagers getting tickled by towers right now. And he just... I mean, this is his wood income. That's his wood income right now. Well, DauT's wood income is getting hit. We're about to see the crossbow upgrade. If DauT doesn't react here, you never know. Right? That obviously could make an elephant or a couple units to deal with this. He's not paying attention to it. And he's going to drop a castle here. This could be denied. This could be denied. This could be a DauT castle. Now, he's known for failing castles. ACCM. I think he's microing his range units. So one player's looking at the castle and one player's looking at the wood line. This series has been sloppy. To say the least, big shots there from DauT. This series has been sloppy. DauT still doesn't know about this. I guess it's because their mini-maps are already blinking in a million different areas. Here come these villagers. They're bringing the food home. The funniest thing you've ever seen is walking right by an offensive castle. Don't mind me, just passing. Just going to work here, you know, nothing to see. Just making our daily wage. Okay, now they know the castle's there. Now they're running away. I think DauT knows about this now because there's villagers garrisoned inside of the town center. But I honestly can't be certain. I can't be certain of anything. Does he see this? Yes, okay, the villager moved away. He sees it. Wow. But yeah, ACCM is trapped. He had the faster castle age, and he had the potential to go for a castle drop, siege push, all types of things with the faster castle age, but he's completely trapped now. DauT's reaction to losing those vills is probably just like, oh, and that was it. Torellas. Like, that's got to be it, right? It's another day in the life of DauT. The villagers are coming back. They've got 44 food in their hands, max. Or one of them does. We have a cav archer. We have some crossbows. This feels like the stress is so high right now for both of them. I'm not sure why the score is so high for ACCM. Maybe because he has Navy and some docks still. But yeah, this is just not good. DauT just needs to boom. Take a deep breath, relax, think about the important things, get some upgrades, add some town centers. And, oh, here go these villagers being attacked by the knights. ACCM is probably kicking himself so hard right now. I know I would be. Literally that one tower. If he gets a tower here, I think he's okay. Because DauT didn't have the best of games, let's be honest. He did not have the best of games. You know, it wasn't 100% from both of them, but it was even for a while there. ACCM's faster castle age would have made the difference. Also, if ACCM would have just noticed that the army was breaking through those walls and made a market or a couple houses there, just to delay it so he could tower his stone, he's fine. So, because then he gets the tower here and the tower here, and he's up to castle, and he's okay. 2 hours of total idle time right now for ACCM. But I mean, by the time he clears up anything, if he clears up anything, DauT's going to have a massive economy. ACCM's got 0 on food. So he probably checked the score every now and then, and he knows that the gap is widening. Nice reaction from DauT here. He actually is not able to get the knights in, but I think DauT will be taking us to a game 5. The eco KD being so close is crazy. The difference here has just been DauT has been able to create more villagers because he has actual economy. And so, yeah, now ACCM gets this gold, but is it too little too late, you know? He's going to get the stone as well. Yeah, I like the messiness of Nomad as well. I like the reactions from both players when they realized how close they were to each other. I like the walling from ACCM. I like the tower from DauT and ACCM countering that. Certain players thrive in the messy games. I think both of these guys can be good in that. And now I'm kind of running out of things to say here. I guess the problem is you can't like make +2 knights right now if you're DauT because Malay have bad knights. But I feel like even bad knights you'd be fine. Ooh, DauT trying to complete the TC. ACCM doing the monk trick to move the conversion to different villagers to back them off, and TC shoots the monk for that. Knights come out. Surely ACCM's got to call it here. Well, no, the score, I don't know. DauT having more than double the population right now, but only 1,100 more score. Because water boosts your score a lot, so... And it's obviously a big event. Want to play on until you're 100% sure that you're dead. Yeah, I think DauT could just go Malay Knights. Just go a couple stable Malay Knights from here to finish off the game. Or he could just boom up to Imp. I mean, he's got 4 TCs. So, there's nothing from ACCM to ever counter in this situation. T90, let me help you. Oh my god! 4 TC boom, DauT goes so amazing. There you go. I don't want to be... Like, hype is good, right? But if you're hype all the time, then, you know, hype isn't as good. It's like... This is maybe a bad example because pizza's amazing. But if you had pizza every single day, and I might be calling some of you out, if that was the only thing you ever ate, I'm sure after a while, it worsens the excitement around pizza. But if you have pizza like once a month, it's like when it's time for pizza, you're like, hype, let's go. Get the ranch and let's have some fun. So I don't want to like overhype things for the sake of it. ACCM has an army of a crossbow, a cav archer, a knight, and 2 monks. It sounds like the start of a really bad joke. He's also making a tower here. And he will lose this to all the knights. DauT probably realizes this game is over. I think the tower will just be taken out, to be honest. And we will see the GG in 3, 2, 1. ACCM taps out. Okay, I tried. That was a good time for it. That was a really good time for it, you know? I figured it would all add up at that point. He is making towers here, I suppose. I see my wife every day, and I'm still not tired of it. Okay, I'm not sure what's better. The fact that your wife is probably, like, listening in on this right now and you want credit, or the fact that your name is Joe Flaccid. Do you really get excited to see your wife if your name is Joe Flaccid? I mean, I don't want to make fun of any, you know, conditions you're dealing with right now, buddy. But Joe Flaccid saying that. Interesting. There we go. GG's called. Score is 2-2. Score is 2-2, and man, like, okay, so I've been doing this for so long now, right? Does it not feel like ACCM's going to lose the next game and regret this? There's just certain moments in certain games. Like, in the final game between Say My Name and Yo, when the Rhino wasn't stolen, and I said, like, 3 minutes in, I'm like, I feel like he's going to regret that. Then he loses the game, and he regrets it, I'm sure, because he could have had a bigger lead against Yo. Now we have a whole new game to play. But ACCM's going to look back at the moment with the towers and some of those tiny little messy things and say, oh, God, why didn't I do that? I could have won this game in early Castle Age. I feel for ACCM, but you've got to push that out of your mind. You've got to forget about it. Here's the total economy. DauT obviously had a massive economy that was over for a while. And I think I summed up everything I could within the game itself. It was a good, sloppy game. Players are going to have to tighten things up before the final game starts. So we've got ACCM. He's playing as the Hindustanis here, okay? This is the final game in this best of 5. This is happening right now. It's live. We've got DauT playing as the Vietnamese. DauT could have lost that previous game. He brought it back. It was aggressive. It was messy. There will be aggression here, and it could be just as messy. Who knows? So if you know me, I like maps with options, so this is probably one of my favorite maps in this event. You've got fish down here, right, where you can dock. So this is an option. You've then got shorefish in the middle, which you could send villagers to and mill. Again, another option, obviously leaves you exposed there. And then you also have hunt. Now, the hunt is not really utilized that much. That's not something you normally see. So it's normally just the fish in the fish. That's the name of the map. And as I think about the civs, Vietnamese, they know exactly where the enemy TC is. It's fixed position kind of this map, so it's not really the biggest thing. But they do have very cheap eco upgrades. Their eco upgrades don't cost wood. If DauT were to just continue to go with like infantry archer all game, I think that Hindustanis could have problems. But Hindustanis have cheaper vills. They have amazing camels if you go cav. Vietnamese probably won't do that. So they have crossbow and skirmisher. They can kind of match Vietnamese a bit. But they also have the Gulam. The Gulam, a unit which is a new unique unit to the Hindustanis. And the Gulam almost operates like an eagle warrior. So that could be maybe the scariest thing for Vietnamese to see in this game. But yeah, we're going to see this Rhino brought in rather early here. Actually, it's not that early, but I would be playing it safe. I would be bringing in my food as fast as possible because you can steal from the enemy, so they might be stealing from you. And yeah, important clarification. Yes, the Hindustanis used to be Indians before the Dynasty of Indias, but the bonus where your villagers would collect shorefish faster has been removed. And Justin, that's not an elephant. That's a boar, clearly. It is a boar who's preparing for Halloween. Okay? He's got his costume on. Don't judge me. So, I've seen a lot of games on this map, and I feel like the approach that works the best is to mill the center and go man-at-arm archer. Because even if they have a few fishing ships, like, the max amount of fish you can focus on is 3, or maybe 4. You know, they're never going to make more than that. But there's endless amount of villagers here. So I'd like to see both players take the shorefish personally. And then it should get pretty crazy if they do that. There you go. Yep, there's the mill. There's the mill. There's also these 2 crocodiles. This is kind of like if this was a package, I ordered something online. This would be like my front stoop. You know, I walk out to get a package and suddenly here in Florida, just surrounded. I'm kidding, by the way, but man, these are chonky. They're chonky and angry. Wow, that's actually, if you compare the size of that bird and the size of the crocodile, though, that's a bigger bird than it is crocodile. Sheesh. Anyway, sorry, I got a little sidetracked by the animals. We have the next boar or elephant being brought in by DauT. And have they scouted that they're both in here? Yeah, I'm sure there are crocodiles in Florida, but I never even see alligators unless I go looking for them. And DauT didn't see the mill either. Interesting. Oh, wait, ACCM sees this. Okay. So how are your build orders, guys? Because the faster you can go for men-at-arms in the middle, the better here. This is potentially going to be a quick game because they both have gone for the same approach. ACCM almost forgot his barracks there and deleted that mining camp. Actually, it was a bad mining camp to begin with. Going back to DauT. DauT's making his barracks in the middle, which I like. But I don't like how he doesn't know if his opponent is docked or if his opponent is on the shorefish. But maybe he saw something. He does see the barracks, though. So he knows. ACCM knows. Oh, boy. It would be the most DauT thing ever to lose the fight because he doesn't know the crocodiles are there. Uh-oh. Oh, no way. Oh, my God. That is really bad to lose the scout HP. See, guys, it's kind of fixed position, right? So if you're here, you should know the opponent is on the opposite side of the shorefish. So that's just a mistake there from ACCM. But ACCM will be slightly faster to the next stage. He also has cheaper villagers. He also had 5 villagers. DauT now has 6, but it was 4 for DauT. So I'm just trying to talk about all the little specifics. I think 4 militia minimum here is the way to do this. DauT canceled his 3rd, unless I'm wrong. Did he not just cancel his 3rd? Okay, there's the 3rd. Now it's 4 for ACCM. Okay, so ACCM should see the crocodiles and try and avoid that because they will attack him. It'd be amazing if DauT sees the scout and tries to kill it, and then ACCM baits him into the crocs. DauT's checking to see if he came forward. He doesn't see the flag. I'm sure he's like, uh-oh. Yeah, we'll have 4 in there. He does kill the scout. And the crocodile doesn't chase him either, which is a huge thing. DauT's still looking, and now the crocodile is chasing him here. And DauT's going to see the militia are here. Now both crocodiles are chasing. Oh, that's so annoying. If I had my say, I would remove the crocodiles from the middle. Feels like it's unnecessarily inconvenient for a really high-pressure map. And, uh-oh, ACCM. He could have attacked out. He could have attacked out. But he's not doing that. He's staying at home. That was such a good window for him to hit DauT. But he's coming home defensively. It's a big moment in this game. I said don't mind the tower, but I feel like DauT's going to be feeling so good about that. I think you can wall in this terrain, so you could go for small walls. DauT's checking. He's like, okay, he's towering. And now he's going to go. And now DauT drops the tower. So good timing there for DauT. And he also realizes that this is going to be exposed. Now, getting housed here, guys. Getting housed would hurt so much. So both players have to be paying attention to that. Spearman kills DauT's scout, so both players are now without a scout. And now DauT's chasing. I think I like ACCM's okay, I said it right. God, from the drama earlier, if you missed it, I am completely confused. But I think I like this tower more because there's a lot more new shorefish. Whereas here, DauT's tower doesn't really protect his new fish as much. But I mean, we're talking about tiny little details. ACCM still on that one range, still producing archers. DauT still on that one range, still producing archers. DauT chasing. He has the stronger army, but they're pretty far behind the action here. DauT shouldn't lose villagers here. He should just be able to pull back. But he could lose villagers on this side, for example. And I like what ACCM has done. He actually could just go full circle. And he's going to drop a mill here. As he just gets fleshing, but neither player have eco upgrades. That's how crazy this was. DauT also not on stone. I wouldn't expect that for either of them, but that is something that DauT likes to do, is drop a lot of towers. DauT will maybe start to transition more food eco over to berries. Getting his wood upgrade now, but we have fletching, and we also have armor. Whereas DauT hasn't been able to research fletching. And that's going to be the difference between getting a villager kill here or not. He's not going to get a vill kill there. And he lost track of the army. His army is over here. He completely lost track of this. ACCM is here. DauT's off of gold. DauT's still no fletching. But he does click it now as he gets hit. And oh, he's going to lose one. He's going to lose two at least. Big losses for DauT. But it's his turn now. It's his turn. So he's going to have this army. ACCM is probably wondering where that is. But this is definitely better for ACCM now. Like, ACCM could probably defend this with a couple archers and skirmishers. Ooh, but he loses one of his archers. Ouch. Oh, man, this is wild. Okay, will ACCM know or remember this army's out here? Remember, he's working off of one range. He's only going to have skirms, so the man-at-arms actually toughest thing to stop for both of them right now. It's not like he doesn't have the gold, so I think he's making... Well, it feels natural to make the skirms, but... Okay, he's going to try and wall this, I think. I don't know what to think. DauT's wood eco is disgusting, though. It's disgusting, and ACCM noticed it. Such a good job from him. He ran into the TC there. He's still trying to loop around, and he's going to break through. DauT could actually get back to wood and gold, though, so that's a positive. Here you've got DauT looping around, ACCM moving, the fish are not the focus anymore. It's just the wood and the gold. Imagine the pressure, too, man. 2-0 eco KD. Idle time for DauT from his TC is also a lot higher. Overall efficiency in idle time is way lower. And if this army continues to move, it'll block the market. It blocks the market. DauT has nothing here. When I say nothing, I mean he has 5 units that could eventually clear this. That's what I meant. And will DauT forget? ACCM, oh, he had an opportunity to garrison. The pressure! The pressure's so high. And maybe an opportunity for ACCM to kill more villagers. Holy crap, man. I mean, ACCM, if he doesn't pull back, he's dead. If DauT doesn't pull back, he's dead. They both need to focus. And they're both doing it. The resources definitely looks way higher for ACCM. But what is this? I think he's microing over here. And he's mistakenly gone through there. But DauT didn't even have villagers nearby to garrison in the town center. Yikes. Ridiculous. I love the farming eco, though, for ACCM. And he's so close. As DauT is microing over here, and DauT takes some losses to the man-at-arms. ACCM is so close to clicking up. And I'd say the one negative for ACCM is that he cannot make Knights with his Civ. Knights feels like the natural opening to run underneath the tower, and he can't do that. Oh, but he's in, guys. He's in. Yeah, but he won't kill anything. DauT's like, welcome to my base. I lied. One villager goes down. How do you judge this stuff? But still. Like, DauT has to kill stuff right now. Or he has to hit this market non-stop until he can somehow get up. ACCM clicks up to Castle Age. And he is still making ranged units. That was a mess, man. But that's high level Age of Empires. That is incredible. You have to do damage control at your base because you don't have enough army. And you have to try and kill as much as possible as they're doing the same. It's very impressed with both of them. The fact that only 3 villagers were killed over the last 10 minutes is insane. I'd say the main concern right now for ACCM is the fact that he has a lot of archers. And he's going to need a stable here, it feels like. So, just awkward, you know, to not get knights. Also, we have a spearman attacking a villager, which is kind of funny. I guess DauT maybe wanted to dock. I wouldn't be too bothered about that if I were ACCM. And you see what he did there. He decided to maybe chase these villagers. And then he thought twice about it because DauT was going to catch his army. That would have been a big catch for DauT. Yikes. Hey, DauT wants to dive the tower. ACCM knows it. He tried to eject a villager on the other side here so he could wall that. And now DauT is diving. DauT knows he's in trouble. The thing is, I don't know if the shorefish are that important right now. So DauT diving here is a sign of desperation. But DauT might not have food eco. ACCM has food eco from other sources. What DauT was able to do is DauT was able to kill a lot of the army though. And now ACCM is going to be stuck on ranged units. And DauT's going to have to go all in feudal age. Look at this. ACCM is up. DauT will still try here. I'll be so disappointed if he stops trying. DauT can make archers. DauT can make spearmen. ACCM is going to go siege. And does he go camel? I think you have to go camel. I mean, it feels a little better than light cav. Remember, ACCM doesn't have horse collars, so these farms, if he's got auto farm, are starting to reseed. I like the light cav upgrade here. I like going directly to DauT's base as well. Here he goes. DauT is going to need spearmen at home. ACCM has the mobility. He also is going to see this now, so he's going to have the siege. Deep breaths. Deep breaths, man, as you try and get your army numbers out. And this is amazing from ACCM. He's brought his ranged units in. Here he's sniping archers, but here he's able to hit any spearmen that come in from DauT. I think he just needs to hit the gold, honestly. Like, the shorefish seems like the main focus for both players right now, and I get it. But the gold is the most important thing to hit right here. Yeah, here you go. He's going to hit the gold. DauT doesn't have a response to this. ACCM's not microing because DauT is diving. DauT is diving underneath the TC. The desperation. ACCM's evacuating. And again, it's just like DauT does this crazy stuff, and ACCM can't take advantage of his moments because of it. But at the same time, DauT's spearmen, not in a high enough number, possibly. What in the world is happening right now? This is insane. DauT could still do this. DauT has so much pop. ACCM's struggling with the multitasking. Hasn't he, what's he killed? 1 villager, I think, with the faster castle age? And DauT has maybe killed 2 with feudal age. Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, God. ACCM's units are on no attack stance, which is hilarious. Yikes. Just listen to their cries. They're like, rah! As they go down. Well, the light cap. Now, the biggest thing about this now is the fact that ACCM doesn't have to be distracted. That's the problem. It's not even like, oh, DauT can't get elite skirm. DauT didn't really even want elite skirm in the long term here, but at least he had something to distract ACCM. ACCM now, he's not going to miss his opportunities to kill villagers. Knock on wood. I mean, DauT's on the way up. DauT's still making a lot of archers. All of this should kill DauT. Should kill 5 to 6 villagers and leave DauT with very little army. By the way, DauT's fishing could be something we look back on. ACCM's going to check that, though. Oh, so good. He's going to check that. And he could actually use the light cav to kill fishing ships. Got an army over here, which DauT will see. There's an army here, which DauT also sees. I feel like if the crossbows and the siege and everything were together, this would be better. Kind of splitting it up, but DauT didn't track, or if he did track this, he's not going to get there in time. DauT's still a minute away. ACCM is taking him off of gold. He's taking him off of wood. And light cav. I almost wish they would have just committed to engagements before, you know, just patrol in. He's being real cute with it, ACCM. Here, his crossbows are getting forgotten because this is an issue. He's also on the fish, but he's moving out now. Guys, DauT has a chance, man. DauT has a chance. ACCM hasn't been able to put enough together to finish him. DauT has more military. What? And if DauT... I mean, he's got gold over here. If DauT goes for... Okay, well, knights, I guess, against Camel Civ is not the best. But DauT will have crossbow. I don't know how ACCM... Or how DauT was able to stay alive here. ACCM put on so much pressure. But it is 63 pop for 68. And there's still a chance for DauT. Just ridiculous. As I say that, though, maybe the timing has caught up with him because he lost an archer or two. He lost a villager. He'll probably lose another one. Everyone's running away. The Mangonel is going to show that there's a gold here. So now that's something ACCM will know to focus on. And a big attack round from ACCM. Now it's really starting to swing. He had so much time. DauT back to his gold. We got a light cav heading over there to maybe whittle down villagers. And now I'm looking at DauT's resources, and I'm just like, oof. This is painful. This is really painful. The light cav, that's going to need to be addressed. DauT can't afford a knight right now. ACCM's crossbows are focusing down this knight. So good from him. He's also on 3 town centers, guys. ACCM on 3 town centers. I said at the end of the last game, it just felt like he would have regrets and that he would lose this series, but he was able to put it out of his mind and put the focus where it mattered here. And, oh, yeah, DauT's going to lose 2 more vills there. ACCM has great economy. The only thing is he's missing Horse Collar, but still, 67 villagers versus 46, a 4th town center, and the fact he could go Gulams is pretty insane. I don't see a win condition for DauT now. He doesn't have the numbers that he needs. If he had 30 crossbows with a couple knights, maybe. You know, that gives you the potential. But it's on ACCM to close this game out now because he's gotten to... Well, he's in a massive... He has a massive lead. Sorry, I can't speak. 17 to 3 eco KD, 65 to 51 overall KD. And this is borderline DauT calling it. Like, DauT will lose everything here. DauT won't want to call it, right? He'll want to continue, but with all these villagers running around, it just doesn't feel like he has a way back. I think if these crossbows see only town centers and they can't kill much, then DauT will have to call it. He fails to take out the siege. These villagers will meet their death. The camels and light cav and siege and crossbow. And ACCM about to win this set up against DauT and move on to the semifinals. And look at the reaction there. There's also a hole there from earlier in the game. He plugs the gap real quick. And he's going to run away. After only losing 1 vill, DauT now down to 38 vills. It's not good. There's a castle for ACCM. Yeah, so Gulams were the unit that we talked about before. It's a unique unit for Hindustanis, and they're good against archers, so he could easily make Gulams to finish off the game, or he could just continue to go Camel Siege. It's a hard-fought set, man. It was a hard-fought set. ACCM went down early, then he won 2 straight, and DauT responded. But, you know, overall, while it was a back-and-forth set, I think ACCM has been the more consistent player in this series. Game 2 was a bit of a shocker for DauT. And if you think of the losses for ACCM, he never really had like a, whoa, that was bad game. And DauT did in game number 2. And all of his crossbows run through. Again, this is desperation. We're watching a guy, you know, be put out of his, yet to be put out of his misery here. As he's going to 2 TCs, now adding the 3rd. Not really ideal though, right? You would probably want it on the gold. Okay, killing villagers. Finally, horse collar comes in, so that's good. There's nothing worse than playing into a game with 92 villagers and missing horse collar. Your farms are continually reseeding with auto farm, and you don't realize it, and you end up losing a lot of resources that way. More Vill kills from ACCM. The overall eco KD is 30-5, and it shows 98 versus 44 now. This is over. Does anyone know if the winner of the first set faces the winner of the second in the semifinals? Is that structure posted somewhere? I actually don't know. But what a crazy game from ACCM. I mean, DauT did not have a bad game here. They were both all over the place. It was so intense. It's almost how you want a series to finish, where both players have had a chance. Okay, so spoilers, but I already did stream it and talked about it a while. But Yo versus ACCM if ACCM wins. Yep. That's awesome. DauT doesn't want to tap out. Similar to ACCM in the previous game. But ACCM now can do all the small things that solidify a victory. You get the relics. You start to get eco military upgrades. You start to think about long-term castle spots. You attack ground the... What? Only one crossbow died. Anyways, that was still a big attack ground. These Gulams are going to feast. And, yeah, okay, the castle feasts. And now DauT has to call it. He is going to be losing his forward army. He's going to lose his villagers here as well. Rafa says, I disagree. DauT's army wasn't at the right place. Well, I think if DauT's army was at the right place in early feudal, he loses because ACCM was faster to the man-at-arms than the archers, correct? So it's really tricky. But I think that it was essentially a base trade because they both had armies in the other's base that the person couldn't counter. And I think ACCM just did a better job at keeping his army moving and addressing DauT's army. And I think a big thing here, which ACCM did, was while they're fighting for the shorefish and everything else, he added farms. Like, let's look when wow, okay, don't clip that. When DauT adds his first farm. Do you see what I mean? At this point, ACCM already has 5 farms. And then, still at this point, ACCM has even more farms. Oh, it's the same amount of farms, my bad. 18 minutes, more farms. Like, DauT didn't have farms at all until the 20th minute. And I think that he was so reliant on the shorefish that it backfired. But it's also more difficult to add farms as you're fighting in their base and as you're defending your own. So, the balance was just better for ACCM. And he wins the series. Congratulations to him. I hope he's pumped. If he can beat DauT, he can definitely beat Mr. Yo. So DauT gives him the GG good luck next. Fantastic series of games. I actually had DauT winning 3-1, so it really shows that ACCM has upped his gameplay. More of every resource, no surprise to us. More kills, obviously. You want to see the speed. Apparently, they're both speed demons right there. And again, congratulations to ACCM. He moves on to face Yo in the semi. To everyone who watched this on YouTube, let me know in the comments if you stayed to this point. I don't know. I've been trying this more recently, so just let me know if you stayed here. Maybe you fell asleep already. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. It's fine. But I hope you enjoyed the full set. The next set we upload from this is going to be Velez versus Miguel. And then after that, it'll be Jordan versus Vinchester. And, of course, the winner of the next 2 sets face each other in the semis. That'll eventually come. And you've also got the final. No, not Lord, Father, Dad. That was a mistake. I don't know if I tried to combine the word DauT and add. I think I did, because I was talking about DauT adding farms. And so I said, Dad. Just trying to, save some words here. Sorry.